Morning, Don. Casey's back on the ice. Obviously not playing tonight, but how long do you think it'll take him to ramp up and get through practices and before you might be able to get him back in?
The biggest challenge, Paul, is our limited practice time. So he was on today in a no contact or non-contact. We need to get him involved in contact. Obviously, we don't have a lot of practice days because we have game days here. So I don't have an answer for you on that. We're going to, read it day by day to see how he feels, but he does need to go through at least a couple practices, I would say, with some good contact before we feel comfortable even assessing where he's at. But certainly a positive sign that he's on the ice with us.
All right, Don. Just, Casey's mood today, I'm sure he's excited. Just what did you see from him? What could you kind of sense just that he was finally getting back on the ice?
It is exciting for him. It's been a long time. Obviously, he had 8 minutes of ice time this season and we lose him. And, the anticipation for him, I spoke a lot to you guys over the summer and off season, how excited he was. He was one of those guys that didn't want to leave here at the end of last year and trained extremely hard, and he gets hurt 8 minutes into a game one. So very excited to have him back. I think everybody collectively in that locker room, when I mentioned he was going to join us in practice today, guys were energized, and I know he is.
Hey, Don, obviously the goaltending gets a lot of the focus when the goals against go up, but what can you guys do collectively as a group to kind of cut that yield down, because it's gotten out of control obviously the last few games?
Great question, Mike. It's a focus point. I think you look at all this and you want to stick to simple and direct. We gave up too many goals through hesitation, through just taking a step back instead of engaging quicker. So what we tried to do is, find just the subtleties that we can do better. It's probably being a little bit more physical in the corners, closing out defensively, the first initial contact more physical and quicker and more decisive. And that should limit some zone time. And then a lot more aggressive just with our gapping and puck pressure as the transition comes against. Where we got a little bit in trouble, I feel, Mike, is, we had to use tracking to help against, Edmonton, Toronto, and even the Rangers with the high speed counter, and Pittsburgh as well, the counterattacks they have. So you're looking at your forwards and your D maybe absorbing more and your forwards helping tracking more. Start of the year, we were more aggressive on a gap, and we've got to get back to that.
And just on an opposite point, you guys have had 3 games recently with 4 goals. You haven't got a point in any of them, but I mean, where's the confidence level in the offense now in terms of your ability to produce goals is improving, and you seem like you think you're going to get scoring most nights?
Yeah, the goals, I'm happy with that because the goals we have been aggressive once we enter a zone, and mostly when we put pucks where we can pursue them, we've been extremely aggressive and confident in those areas, and it's forced, as I've mentioned many times, you got to make it hard on the other team. And when we can get pucks to where we can pressure them, it leads to quality for us. And, it's an area that our guys have identified with recently and gained a lot of confidence, even going to the net, feeling that they can score on any moment or any play. And obviously the results have followed. So that's a positive. We have to continue that. Like I said, we shift our attention to some defensive concepts, but we also hammered that through to continue to do that. A lot of times when you start shifting attention one way or another, something else drops off. So, and even the power play, we've forced those guys and been on those guys to be a more aggressive, determined bunch physically. And it's been good for us.
Thank you.
Don, last year, R2 Ristolainen has, pretty good luck playing wing both in Rochester and in Buffalo. Have you given any thought to maybe moving him back to wing this year?
Paul, you might like things tonight, actually. You might like them tonight. You are like a prophet. So, but you guys didn't ask me about lineup. I wasn't going to give you the lineup, but R2 will be on the wing tonight.
For Hayden?
No. Hayes will be in there.
Are you willing to tell us for who, or do we?
No, not right now. We're gonna save that one for the warm-up, just because I need to. There's some other meetings I need to have or discussions I need to have anyway. So it's only for that. I don't mean to try to withhold something from you. That really, it's really simple, but I apologize for that.
We've talked about Aaron Dell kind of, finding a bit of a groove after not playing very many games over the last however many months. Just why are you going with him tonight?
Well, he is unfortunately for Ticker, he's been pulled in his last 2 starts, and his confidence didn't look great. He didn't look like himself the other night, and we obviously want him to be himself. We want him to be fearless, as we've said. And Dell is in a bit of a groove. He had a rough start, a week and a half ago or whatever it was. He's progressed. He's better. So he's the hotter guy right now, and we base the decision on that. And we hope that it gives Ticker a chance to sit back and breathe and get back to form, which we know he will. It's just a matter of how quick. So we hope this helps that process as well.
Thanks, Don.
Thank you, Don.
Yep. Thank you, guys.